This video is an example of how a Clay student leadership class should be administered.
Now let's continue with attitude. What about attitude? You've seen it displayed all through your campus. You see it at home. You see it in every part of life. Attitude is bigger than anything that you are, because attitude is everything. So I want you to take the next 59 seconds, the next minute, and I want you to write down what comes to your mind when I say the word attitude. What do you think that means? Ready? Go.
Every now and then, people turn away from a life they know, with no apparent reason. Every now and again, people stray away from the ones they love, looking for a different kind of freedom. I won't let you carry me, I'll make you bury me. I'm still looking, yes,
All right. So attitude is a mental position with regard to a fact or state. Attitude, a mental position with regard to a fact or state. That's what attitude is. But we need to break it down because it's a great definition, but what does really attitude do for us? Well, let me tell you, it's up to you to decide what your attitude is going to be every day. It's up to you to make the choice to have the right attitude or to have the wrong attitude. That means I must put myself in that state of mind. I must take who I am. Abel Lopez has to decide every day what my attitude's going to be. Now, in this next segment here, we talk about George Washington and the American Revolution. You guys are familiar with it. It was also called the War of Independence. George Washington is fighting against the great kingdom of Great Britain. Now, you must ask yourself the question, he was outnumbered. He was only representing the 13 small colonies. So why would this war be so significant? Well, the reason it's so significant is because if his attitude would have been wrong, this country probably wouldn't have been birthed. See, he was fighting for your independence. He was fighting for my independence. And he was only 13 colonies against the Great Britain army. George Washington could have just woken up that day and said, there's no way we can do it. But he put himself in the right frame of mind, saying, we've got an opportunity. We've got a chance. I really believe we can do it. And because of that attitude displayed in George Washington, you and I are able to sit in the classroom today and enjoy our freedom as a country. Now, how can I remember this? This is in your segment of the forms. How can I remember this? My outlook determines my outcome. That's your attitude. How you see things in life is how things are going to work out. So what happens to me is the way that I see life. That's the way my outcome is going to be. If I think my life stinks, if I wake up today and say, you know what, my day is just going to be a terrible day. I'm going to have a terrible day at school. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's all about your attitude. It's all about how you choose to put yourself in that right state of mind. Here's the unchangeable truth. I will not be misled. Friends with the wrong attitude will ruin me. Think about that statement. Think about what it means. I will not be misled. Friends with the wrong attitude will ruin me. You might be identifying some friends that always have the wrong attitude. Right now, you've probably got some names popping in your mind saying, yeah, Johnny is one of those guys. Yeah, Mark is one of those guys. Carlos is one of those guys. Maybe they're guys that just have the wrong attitude, and they seem to drag us down with them. So think about it. What attitude will you have? I don't know if you're familiar with this, but years ago, my son had a birthday party, and all his little friends show up. He's a 6th grader at that time, and one of his friends shows up. He said, Mr. Lopez, can I take off my shoes? I said, sure, you can take off your shoes. Of course, it's a party, yeah. So he takes off his shoes, and oh goodness, the smell that came out of those boys' shoes was terrible. I don't know if you've ever had a friend that his feet stink, but this kid was like beyond stinking. I took those shoes and I put them in a plastic bag. I was going to put them in my backyard, but I couldn't be that cruel to our dog at that time. So I just took the shoes and put them in the front lawn. And I said, hey, so your feet stink. What's going on? This was Friday night. His mom had been out of town a whole week. And he said, well, I said, when's the last time you took a bath? He said, well, see, today's Friday. Once he started doing that, I'm like, oh, no, he hasn't taken a bath in a week. He said, oh, I took a bath. See, my mom left last Friday night. Oh, yeah, I took a bath Saturday. I said, get in that shower. I took that boy, threw him in the shower. He says, but I don't have any clothes. I said, don't worry about it. I'll get you some clothes. So I got him some clothes. But can you just imagine that smell? It stunk up my whole house. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to a taco stand where they put a lot of those onions. You know that onion smell? So now you've got the feet smell, the onion smell, and I don't know if you've ever hung out with some of your friends that they weren't too sure that day. They didn't wear any deodorant. So you got that armpit going on smell. So check this out. You take the feet smell, the onion smell, and the armpit smell, and then you mix them together, and what do you get? You get one huge, nasty smell. And you know what? Sometimes our attitude is just like that. You walk in a room and you stink. We walk into our house and we stink because our attitude is off. Our attitude is wrong. Attitude is bigger than education. It's bigger than all the money that you'll make. It's bigger than any circumstance. If your attitude is wrong, everything is wrong. If your outlook is off, you're always going to be off. So check your attitude today. Check it every day. I want you to write down these next few minutes some negative attitudes that you are dealing with today. Just some areas. One student said, every day that I get home, Abel, instead of my mom saying, hey, how are you? How was your day? The first thing she says is, take out the trash. She never fails. As soon as I'm walking in the door, take out the trash. And it just gets me so angry, and it puts me in the wrong attitude that the rest of the time and evening, I won't even do my homework. I won't touch the books. I won't do nothing that's positive. Why? Because he's allowed the wrong attitude to creep up in him. So I want you to write down some attitudes that you're having that are negative, that are just tearing you up. So the next minute, I want you to do that.
Every now and then, people turn away from a life they know.
As we get ready to wrap up this session, I want you to take a few minutes to write down in your own words the following 3 questions and answer them. You should have a form with you that states the questions. The first question is, what did I learn today? Question number 2, how will I apply it? And then the third question is, we just want to know where you are today. What's going on in your life? Now remember, this segment is called Journey. The thought of a goal is enough to trigger off a great accomplishment in your life. So take these next few minutes as you listen to the music in the background. Take these next few minutes and answer the questions for us.
Everyone is searching for an answer and a cure. We have inside of us. We hold it inside of us. And all this time we're thinking and wondering who we are while the world is in need of us. Yeah, the world is in need of us. But if there was a song that could change the world, if there was a song that could change the world, if there was a song that could change the world, would you sing it to the world? So it's time for us to all wake up and take control of the lives we lead. So raise your voice and sing along with us. Let's write a song the world needs to hear. 'Cause we have a song that can change the world. We have a song that can change the world. We have a song that can change the world. Let us sing it to the Love is the song that can change the world. Love is the song that can change the world. I will sing it to the world. Oh yeah. And you are the song that can change the world. You are the song that can change the world. You are the song that can change the world. I will searching for an answer and a cure. We have